kind of want to restart this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chop out that whole beginning.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay.
What?
Welcome back to more content. I'm your host, Lily.
And I'm Cody.
I think you should have taken some acting classes before starting this.
You want me to be me? Like, do I go around being like, "Hi, I'm Cody"? No.
Babe, we've discussed you. We think you're on the spectrum. Like there's moments like that in public.
Are we going to discuss that on this? What we do definitively know is that I am awkward. So I think whatever you're going to get out of me, especially with like intros and stuff, like just let me be me. People love me for me.
I just would like to say yes. In public, I have seen that exact. Hi, I'm Cody.
So it's perfectly authentic then.
Oh, all right. So you get to see the awkward side, which is great.
Yeah, but people want real, I think. You know?
Yeah. Every time I think of you being on the spectrum, it's like the things that like sometimes you're just not socially aware. It's great, and I love it, and I really want to do the test with you one day because I think I'm on the spectrum in some aspect. Aren't we all?
I was gonna say, I think we all are.
Yeah, but like the one thing that just cracks me up, like anytime we go to the gym, and like I think you're like a young Hercules. You don't realize like your strength or like how you come across as well. People are like working out at the machines, and instead of just like doing your own thing and like eyeing like when the machine is gonna be done, you literally go and stand so close to them, and you stand like this. You're like.
I'm like 1.5 to 3 feet away.
I've seen people run away from you. I've had people message me who I know go to your gym going, that like Cody is so.
Why do you gotta lie to the people?
I'm not lying. Y'all know who you are. And it makes me laugh because you don't mean well, but you look
I don't
very.
mean well?
I mean, you mean well.
I'm just being respectful.
No, you mean well.
But assertive.
But you're a big boy, and you come across so like. Intimidating that like I've seen people run. The poor people. Anyway, so yeah, you're a little awkward, and I admire that about you.
So my intros are probably going to be awkward, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to see you in an acting class. You remind me of kind of.
I feel like if I were to be an actual actor, I would. My niche would be that like perfect, like Michael Cera awkward kind of like.
No.
I don't think I could be
so.
the heartthrob kind of like, you know.
You would be like Michael Scott.
Well, sure. That's what I mean. Like, you don't think Michael Cera is of that vein?
Honey. No.
Or like Buster from like.
Buster.
Yeah, Buster Bluth.
Yeah, maybe. I would just. Maybe that will be one of our adventure videos. Is taking an improv class.
I think it would be a blast.
Now
it makes me think of Disney.
Oh, when you got into character? Oh my god, I should probably insert the photos. Some of the... Okay, we went to Disney... What? November. Early November. And like it was for Halloween, for their spooky...
Yes.
Whatever. And...
Spooktacular, I think it's called.
See, Hi, honey. I'm a big fan, but... Obviously, you planned the trip as a surprise. At the time, it was for my 6-month sobriety, which we'll get into. But like the photos, every time they're like, okay, like we went to the Star Wars, what's it called?
Galaxy's
Edge. And basically, every time there was a photo opportunity, you were like so into character, like
because
with the Force. It was just, I was like, I just wanted like a nice cute photo because we have no photos together. We've been together, like we're going into our 9th year together, and we have no, like, we don't have nice photos. So I was like, okay,
we're getting better.
This is great. Come here, Houdini. Come on. Good boy. Oh. We have no nice photos. Like we never went to a photographer or nothing. And I get it. Like it's just us.
We're just busy people and we don't prioritize it. So that's why when I was booking this, I made it a point
to get the package.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it just cracked me. I was like, okay, we're going to take a nice photo. Not that these weren't nice, but every time, like, they'd be uploaded to the bracelet and I would look at them, I would be crying. I'd be laughing so hard. I will insert some for y'all to see. But yeah, I know that you would probably absolutely love improv because of that aspect. Mm-hmm. I know that you're like into like D&D and like character play, things like that. Like, role play. But I think it would just be, I don't know. I think it would go Michael Scott. Or you would like push it too much where people would be like, okay, that's enough, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's that hard getting into character. Like, especially with, like, say, D&D, for example. I think that the most, like, that sweet spot that you're looking for is you know, portraying this character, you know, getting behind, like, you know, coming from a place that you think that they would be coming from, but you want it to feel organic. And once you kind of get into that zone, once, like, you're now, you know, it doesn't feel like acting even to you, you know, not that I've ever really done any acting, but just to me, this is how this feels. Like, so some of the best D&D roleplay that we get comes from when you're now not thinking so much about being these characters, but you're just acting within, or you're, you know, enacting whatever it is the situation you're in, but it's coming through organically. So as far as your overacting statement, I mean, I might take me a minute to kind of fumble through until, you know, you find that sweet spot, but I don't think I'm not that type. Like, I feel like those people are, I don't know, that to me just seems like you don't get it. Like, when you're overacting, unless you're overacting on purpose, and then that's, you know, that's also a skill, right? I may not even participate. I may just, like, want to watch you in a improv class. That's fine.
It'd be hilarious.
I have a gun.
Oh. What's the problem? He says he has a gun. The Office, if you're not familiar.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you should know.
Anyway, I'm not sure where we were going with this. Oh, from your intro. Anyway, the Disney photos. Yeah, hilarious. I'll drop them. But yeah, so this is our technical first episode. The test-episode went pretty well, I think. There's like a lot of things that I want to change. I think I honed in on the audio. We'll see. I sound kind of loud. I'm trying to like sit back more. Like, my microphone is actually pretty decent. This was like an aha moment audio-wise, so we'll see how that goes. I think I can upload at a higher resolution this time. Hopefully that all goes well. Bear with us. I'm still learning. But yeah, so test is so done. Thank you for the support.
It served its purpose, you know?
Yeah.
You learned like, it seemed like we learned enough that you know.
We'll see. Like, chill. Like,
I don't know. I think it.
I don't like to jinx it, so hopefully this all turns out great. Anyway, but in that episode, we talked about the Sopranos, and we finally finished the Sopranos.
Yep.
And I can't believe I've wasted my life. Like, I can't believe listen, like, I think up until this point, at 33 years old, I feel, you know, oh man, what have I done? I've wasted time as a youngin'. I should have been on the internet doing fun things. And you know, that's the career I should have pursued. No, that I'm like, I can understand. This has literally been a waste of my time. I can't swear. I have to remember not to swear. The ending, like, it just got so lazy. The writing got so lazy, and it was just D'Artagnan. Oh, the door's closed.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Okay, sorry. We had to open the gate. D'Artagnan was crying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cat's gotta eat. Every day, apparently. Every day.
Oh. We should calculate how much he's costing us daily. With
daily?
All this.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Sopranos. Biggest just disappointment. The writing got lazy.
I don't know about lazy, but it'd be interesting to know if it felt like it got rushed at the end.
Yes, it felt like it got rushed. In the previous episode, I was talking about how there were all these storylines that I'm like, I hope they get wrapped up. I hope that like we get like a solution. Like, I hope certain secrets come out, and they never do. And I didn't want to like go down this road with the rhetoric of it is just like written for the alpha male.
That was
what's the
Manosphere?
Yeah, it's a Manosphere show. There was like really strong female characters, and I get the dynamic of like the mob, but if they weren't being fed by their wives, they'd be dead. Okay. No, but it is
Tony know how to get the gabagool from the fridge.
Okay. But it's like the manosphere crap of it all. It's like, I get it. It's like, you know, it got lazy. It got rushed. It was like the ending. I yelled at the TV. Like, I was so mad. I'm mad. Like, my blood is boiling. So if you want to start it, because like, of course, like we just started it randomly. I didn't realize it was the 25-year anniversary of it. But if you are going to invest your time, just know it's not that great. And people love it, and it doesn't hold up to me. I feel like there's so many more better shows out there now with writing and intricate like characters and like wow moments, and it's like I didn't see that coming. I don't know. I saw everything. Maybe because like I don't know, it's like a mob. You watch one mob thing, it's the same. Like, you know. But yeah, I was thoroughly disappointed, and my hot take is Sopranos is one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Period.
Now you're clickbaiting. It's not one of the worst shows ever. It's just not. I agree. Whatever. Come for us. That's fine. I agree. I don't think it lived up. Like, you know, most people talk about it as like a top 5 show ever. And I guess it depends on why people think that. You know, like if you can explain to me why you think it is. I could see it, you know, for its time. Like it was, you could say that it was a pioneer of like.
I wish I could watch it through the eyes of that time.
That's what I mean. For its time, it was probably revolutionary.
But like,
I can't think of it much else. Like again, from 25 years ago.
You mean to tell me? Okay, I don't care if there's spoilers, but like the one main secret with the therapist. What's her name?
Dr. Melfi.
Yes, with the whole like
essay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see revenge. I wanted to see revenge from like for like female characters because he kind of held her to a high regard. Anyway.
But you could also, or almost rather, like she just owns it in the end. You know, like she even says that, like that's one of her lines in the show. She's like, just knowing that I could have this patient, Tony.
I understand. I'm just a very vindictive
Sure, I
person.
I understand. And for like a show that is all about like some people getting absolutely everything they want, you know, and then, but at the same time, you know, so it's almost like you could see it like it's just a reflection of the whole like bad things happen to good people.
No, I know. And like my favorite character died, and it was just like the moment that happened, I was like, I'm over this. And then the ending, I was like, what? Did the budget run out? Did the cameras just shut off? Like, was there a writer's strike then too? Like, it was horrible. Anyway.
Some people love it. Some people love it.
I will never.
It's artistic.
No, you know who loves it? The men trying to be alpha males.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm telling you, it's like...
No.
Yes.
This is way before Manosphere was a thing.
No women out there like The Sopranos. I'm telling you.
But we're talking...
So like, this is a great...
the ending. You specifically referenced the ending.
It's just horrible. It's like the... Like,
How does that Manosphere at all? Nothing to do with that.
No, not the ending necessarily.
Okay, so
like...
Circling back, you mean the entirety of the show.
Yeah, like, it's just to appease the alpha male, like, this is so cool, and it's like, there's so many more aspects to it that could have made it an even like better written show. That's the thing. You could have still had your alpha male feeling of it, but I'm just like, some of the backbone, the supporting characters, it's the writing of like how they like died, or just secrets not coming out. And I mean like secrets that like Tony Soprano would have probably like killed his wife over. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that still appeases to that audience, but it's like, it got lazy. It just swept things under the rug. And I'm just like, you're on edge. And then it's like, oh, the camera. Oh, I guess they couldn't pay the power bill. So they just literally shut the cameras off. Like, what? Anyway, I don't really want to talk about it anymore. It's just, it's ruined like a deep part of my soul. And I'm over it. I will never watch it again. It's not worth watching again, in my opinion. go ahead. If you want to waste your time just to see what I'm talking about, cool.
I disagree with some of your takes. I think this is way before Manosphere was a thing, so I don't think that like it really.
But I think that's.
I don't think they were pandering. I think.
No, I know it wasn't pandering, but I feel like it was written for men.
100%. I was gonna say absolutely, but that.
What the heck is that?
Pause.
Sorry, I don't know what that was. The cat jumped off something. I don't know. Anyway, just to be clear, I get it. Like, the show is written for men and like whatever. But there was a lot as a female viewer who wanted to see the men get revenge on certain storylines. They just set stories up with the women of the show, and it went nowhere. And it's just, I don't know. To me, it could have been so much more intricate. It had potential, and then the last season was rushed, and then that was it. And it was just like, okay, it was. I don't know. We still have to watch the movie, the other movie.
Yes.
But I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with after. But
no, it's a prequel. But so I guess to finish up my point, it did feel rushed, and I was gonna say, like so many of these shows, say like Sons, for example. It gets to a point you're like, how much further can they really take it? Where can this thing really go?
Yeah,
but
I know it has to end.
It does.
Yeah.
However, and it that does not take away from the fact that it did feel like all of the ongoings that transpired that led to the ending. Watching things kind of unravel without giving too much away for any of those who want to watch it for themselves. And I do recommend at least once because it is still.
I don't.
One time? Okay, anyway. So...
Yeah.
Getting back to what I was saying, if, where could this thing have gone? Like, it felt rushed. If it wasn't rushed, okay? I'll say this, if it wasn't rushed and that's just what they came up with, that's kind of too bad because I feel like an easy, like even if they just put buttons on some of those story arcs, right?
Why write it if there's not going to be like a shock to it?
Sure.
That's my view.
Well, and maybe initially, and maybe this is what happens with a lot of writing on these shows, is initially they set it up such that they can circle back to it if they need to. And in a lot of shows they do, but if there's,
Anyway, I get it. Like, I understand. Anyway.
I'm just saying it would have been just as acceptable for them. Like, I think if they weren't being rushed, they could have tied up a few more loose ends. Could have been very exciting, could have been very gangster, like the rest of the show. And then they could have gotten to the end that they wanted to have inevitably, but it could have felt less rushed in doing so. You would have been more appeased, If there was a Furio moment, you would have been like, okay. And then that could have been a reason, like you say, like Tony could have caught the two of them and had them both offed, or done it himself because it's Tony. But
I was just fighting for the wife to finally hook up with the person she deserved to be with. Anyway, so that's my hot take on Sopranos. Do what you will with that information. But yeah. Also, this episode we're a little more prepared. We have topics.
We have a list.
We have a list because Cody needs a list.
Everybody needs a list.
Anyway, so Sopranos. I'm over it.
What would you give it? Okay, out of 10, what do you give it?
Like a 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything, like acting, everything, all of it.
Oh, well, I guess then a 6. Like, it can be bumped to a 6. The acting was phenomenal. I will 100% say the acting was just a chef kiss. And, like, maybe that's why it was really, like, outstanding.
Sure. Yeah, you gotta include that.
It's not the actors. It's the writing. Period. Mm-hmm. Anywho. So, yeah. We're done that show. What did we start now? Oh, Avatar. Last Airbender. So far, love it. It's a great show. I hate that there's only one season.
So far. But I'm sure they'll do more.
No, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. I'm just saying, like, just like One Piece. We got really into One Piece, and it was like, we have to wait for the new season.
And when is that due?
Bless you.
Is that next year for One Piece?
I'm not sure.
And then what about going back on more of those kinds of shows? The one where you're the the lead singer from your favorite band wrote the comic
Oh
book.
yes, Umbrella Academy.
Yes. What's going on? When that's supposed to be back soon too.
Yeah, but the writer's strike totally messed everything up. Same with like
Right.
Stranger Things.
Right.
Cody,
Stranger Things is like 2027 now?
I have no idea.
For the final season?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Michelle, what is it? I don't know. She's the big fan. Cody hasn't seen it. I'm a huge fan of the show Euphoria. It's a very dark show. Like, it's triggering. Like, it's a lot. But I just live for that type of drama in shows.
Yes.
Maybe not the
shows.
essay aspects of things, but like, but Euphoria, and then
But you won't watch Game of Thrones.
no. First of all, I'm not into, like, it's just so
It's the
boring,
fantasy
and it's
setting
like
that you can't
over.
get into.
It's just too much.
You say that without having seen it. However,
I started it, and then the first episode, I was like,
episode.
"What is this incest?" I'm like, I don't. No thanks.
yeah.
Anyway, we're not getting into that. Another hot take. I'm the one person who never
Not
watched
the
Game of
one.
Thrones, and
There's a
just
lot.
I tried, and I'm like, it's okay.
You don't like fantasy setting. That's the biggest thing.
I love Harry Potter. I love Lord of the Rings.
It's not. Well, okay. All right, fair. So if you love Lord of the Rings, then what's holding you back?
I just
You've what?
storyline wise, I'm just okay.
The storylines and that, like, that is part of the potentially the biggest reason, actually. Like, these storylines and the plot lines and the twists and everything are what make Game of Thrones Game of Thrones.
I tried. Maybe when I'm old and in a retirement home,
I'm
maybe
telling
I'll
you,
give it
like,
another chance.
The Red Wedding, again, people.
Okay, I don't know. Like,
I'm just-
I don't know what you're talking
I know you
about.
don't know, but like when the Red Wedding first happened, especially for the people who didn't read the books, it was like a jaw dropping through the floor, like, oh my god, are you bleeping kidding me? You know, like M. Night Shyamalan could never.
Shimmerlamalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, that's what we're watching.
Just saying you would appreciate it more than you think.
Okay. All right. Let me just dedicate
Just
more of
saying.
my life to just hate a
saying.
show. But again, people who watched the show hated the way it ended. So why am I investing time into something that doesn't matter? My time is precious, Cody, as I've learned this past year. Okay. Anyway, speaking about that, I'm planning more filming for my cooking show. And my next episode is a sweet treat. And this is what leads us into the next topic is
Oh, good segue.
what was the word you used?
Shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation, which we've all, have noticed stuff.
Oh, I promise you, if you don't know what it is, you once. Okay, so would you like me to give an what Wikipedia has to say what it is, the definition?
Go ahead, Mr. TED Talk.
So in economics, shrinkflation, also known as the grocery shrink ray, deflation, or package downsizing, is the process of items shrinking in size or quantity, or even sometimes reformulating or reducing quality while their prices remain the same, or often, as we've seen,
Going up.
today, going up.
Okay, I think that's all realistically what it is. Things are getting smaller or crappier. I don't know if I can say the other word. And basically you're paying more and it's just awful.
More for less.
Yeah. And I did hear a podcast on this about like toilet paper. Like toilet paper is smaller, like width-wise. Like it's the same roll, but it's like smaller by like 15%. Like
Yeah, my hands are not getting bigger.
okay.
Pretty soon, it's
The
gonna be-
squares are like,
Yeah.
here you go. Yeah, exactly. And so that was like that. But I guess lately, like with your coffee creamers, you're losing your mind over that. I will have to make a TikTok on that. But the specialty coffee creamers from Coffee Mate, right? Your originals were like how many grams?
If we're basing it off of, like, let's say if they haven't shrunken down now, like the basic line, if the basic line is as big as it's always been,
Yeah.
those ones I believe are 946 mils.
Oh,
My
mils,
milliliters. My specialty creamers, like the
Coffee
Coffee
Crisp.
Crisp After 8, things like that.
Yeah. The holiday ones. Like
Yeah.
anything that's like special and out of the ordinary.
Yeah, have been reduced by about, I think it's something like 90 milliliters. They're like 880.
And they're more expensive. And like we were in the
No, I think they're the same price.
No, in Zehrs it was like
maybe.
It was
Actually, yeah, you're right.
it
No,
was
I do
more
remember.
expensive.
Yeah.
And I thought you were gonna punch a hole through the glass of the refrigerators at Zehrs. I was like, I'm sorry. But you were losing your mind because it was like the comparison. You're like, what the hell is this? I don't like it's just another workaround for them. Oh, what's it? We have a partnership with Coffee Me or Coffee Crisp. We're gonna have to do less to balance out the pricing. Anyway.
Genuinely, I do believe that's part of the problem. However,
yeah,
it doesn't change the fact that it just, in the end, the consumer is the one who's getting screwed over here. Like, for the vast majority of people, without going too much of a tangent about this, without getting too, black pilled or red pilled or whatever it is. Black pill, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's black pill where everything is just, the worst. But statistically, most of our salaries, the correlation between salary increases, cost of living, all that stuff, it's nowhere near 1-to-1. So
no, I know. And so I think rightfully, yeah, I you wanting to smash the glass. What it makes sense, but the reason why I'm talking about this is my next recipe had to deal with Twinkies. And so I bought a box of Twinkies. First of all, didn't realize that the box is smaller, obviously, but only 6 Twinkies come in it. And they used to come in 2 packs. Right? Am I wrong?
No, they do it. I think if you
the snack packs, I remember taking to school, you had 2 Twinkies.
I think if you still buy them today from the stores, you get your double packs.
No.
Well, actually, for sure you do.
The box I just bought.
I'm saying if you buy them from convenience stores.
Oh, yeah. But okay, so we get home. I'm like, I realize 6 Twinkies. That's like a whole... First of all, the box is like...
Large.
Oh, jeez. Is large. And then we go to empty it, and the Twinkies are the tiniest.
Smaller than my index finger. I mean, I have big hands, but
it's tiny. It's like mine. It's like my finger, okay? And I was shook. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I didn't realize. I guess I don't know. I just thought, the Twinkie was your normal size, and I'm like, oh, maybe it was because I was a kid growing up and they just seem bigger. And it's no. Yeah, Cody every time we go on road trips, he cleans out the convenience stores of every sweet treat possible. Also, yeah, I bought that box of Twinkies to film, and they didn't last 2 days, and I've bought 4 boxes since. I swear.
Maybe we're on our 3rd.
No,
Maybe.
and they've just been eating them. So then I think I'm planning to film maybe this week, but
they're not gonna last.
I know nothing lasts in this house when it comes to sweet treats. So disappointed. Anyway, they're smaller, and it upset me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, maybe the next time we go to the States, we buy Twinkies from there because there's a difference. I made a TikTok on the difference between Reese's peanut butter cups here and Reese's peanut butter cups from the States. Like I said, I did a TikTok. I did the comparison. Now, the ingredients are different. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's messed up that it's different to begin with. And secondly, the Canadian Reese's cups, Reese's, I don't know how you say it, cups are smaller, but they're better quality chocolate. And then the ones in the States are way bigger in diameter, but
tastes pretty terrible.
Yeah, they're crappier quality. Also, side note, if you really like Reese's, freeze them. They're the best things to eat frozen. And the Canadian ones, sorry, America. But they're bigger in America with different ingredients, but so I guess we do have some quality, and we have different rules when it comes to food here. But did you say unfortunately?
No, I said definitely.
Oh yeah, and this is another thing, meat, cheese, eggs, dairy.
I'm dying. I gotta open the window.
Are you that hot?
It's 120 degrees in here.
I'm freezing.
I'm sweating.
Oh my god. Okay, open the window.
I'm just gonna crack it.
Everyone's freezing down here but you. Dairy, meat, cheese, everything in America, anyway, just like in the Buffalo border, tastes absolutely disgusting. I had to stay in a hotel during the pandemic.
What do you mean the Buffalo border?
I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it's like per state. We didn't do groceries on a road trip, so I'm not 100% sure how food there is. I'm assuming it's per state.
It's like the USDA, right?
Maybe. Anyway, it was disgusting. So I had to stay in a hotel during the pandemic in the States for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, like, I'm going to obviously try and eat healthy because I didn't want to eat fast food every day. Like, living at a hotel sucks. Also why I think like people who glorify touring, like, no, it sucks. Oh, you get to no.
I mean, I think that it's not it's aspects of the tour. Like the idea, like being able to be on tour.
Yeah, if you have like a craft table and catering that's like really good and nutritious. Like when I was on tour, it was just like garbage food. Like, yeah, you get a per diem, but when you only have a Wendy's and no grocery stores, or even if you have grocery stores, you don't have a stove. Like, I'm getting into a tangent. Anyway, I got hard-boiled eggs, like the prepackaged hard-boiled eggs with the same brand that they have here. I took one bite. I almost projectile vomited. It tasted so disgusting. And I've had those on tour here in Canada. Like, it's been fine. And then I was like, okay, whatever. I'll move on to the yogurt.
Was it pickled?
No. And I went on to the yogurt, and it was the same thing. Oh, same thing. Also, you know, like the mini go yogurts here for kids? Like, that's what I usually eat. Like, I'm very, like, big on, like, portion sizing. And I like it. It's just enough. Like, it's, you know, perfect. It fits my macros. America does not have child-sized yogurts or anything. Like, they had the Danone or whatever for kids, but it was a full-size yogurt. And I'm like, I'm seeing the correlation to obesity and, you know, and like the shittier, crappier ingredients. I think I can say that. I don't know. In things like, again, I bought Raisin Bran from the States. I was, because we were shopping, and then I had a bowl here, and I was like, why does this taste so disgusting, so sweet? I looked at the old, like, my old box that was in the recycling. I compared ingredients. There is, like, so many extra grams of sugar, and they added, like, a sucralose brown flavor, like, thing. And I was like, why? America? So, yeah. Why? But things, yeah, this whole shrinkflation, they do have things like the bigger Reese's, but shittier quality. So I think that's how it swings, right? Better quality, more expensive, smaller portions, or crap all around and same pricing. Well, maybe not. Even like, no, things have gone up, right? But anyway, my rant is, what the hell, Twinkies? I was going to do like a nice like video, and now I have to like go buy extra for what I want to do. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. I think it all just comes down to greed and profit margins in the end, that's the unfortunate thing, you know? Why you got to ruin
a good thing.
Yeah.
Like Twinkies.
For an extra, you know, for a little extra buck, but that's business, I guess.
Oh, so. But also the ones that are boxed versus the double ones you buy in the store, we compared them, right?
Yeah,
the ones that double, they're bigger. Mm-hmm. So I'm like,
we should. Okay, do you want to mention the fact that we looked this up immediately after we bought the Twinkies, and Hostess did, in fact, already address this like 20 years ago when this all happened. They went bankrupt, or maybe not 20 years. It might have been 10 years ago, but they did go bankrupt. I believe it was bankrupt, yeah. And then they were sold, whatever. They were purchased, or whatever. Some other company bought them out, and then they put the products back online, or in stores rather, I should say. But at this reduced size, so that they could actually make a profit.
Yes, I know
they claimed that the previous portions were the driving factor behind the economic failure for Hostess. So,
well, Hostess, A, sponsor me, and B, let me be a spokesperson so we can change things back. Okay?
You want to win the people back, I don't know, you got some splaining to do.
You got some splaining to do, Hostess. So yeah, that was just a little disappointing thing. Oh God, that I came by. I'm feeling old. My knee is killing me. I'm very glad to be in sports again, but my lord, last night we had a 3-hour volleyball training with a coach who competes on like the Canadian Masters team or whatever. Not only did I further injure my knee from jumping because clearly my short ass cannot jump, so that's what we were practicing on. I think you would have been proud. I did get one good jump in.
I'm sure you did. I love watching you jump. There's a lot of
grunts,
of energy, and a lot of like it. I don't know. The best way to describe it is it looks like you should jump, like you're about to jump through the ceiling, and then you actually unload, and it's like meep. And you get like 4 inches of vert.
Oh.
But everything about it, everything else, like if you were to just like if I were to film you from like your feet up and like keep and follow you throughout the motion, it looks like everybody else who can jump 8 feet in the air. But then like if as you're going
my
up,
power
if I pan
just
down,
it's just nothing.
it would just be like, here's you. Everything else up here is like what you would see in like an Olympic like high jumper, like the whole motion and everything. That's why it's just hilarious to watch.
I think everyone. I am not a middle. I am a libero. Okay, I'm in the back. I'm diving. I'm trying. I'm running out of the court to get the ball back in.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I block. I'm on a team called Block Party. None of us block. Well, no, Christina's getting really good at it.
She's getting up there.
Yeah, like, but
Serena
then there's
goes up.
Yeah, but then there's me. Eat.
You should just
one
go
day
up.
I've been.
Even
I
your
do.
motion can technically throw other people off.
I know,
too,
I
right?
did. I have been. Oh, you haven't been to like an. I've been consciously trying to block. Okay, it's not my forte. I'm just a sad little bug out there. But yeah, my knee is just done. I'm trying to take care of myself. But yeah, I guess that leads us into our next little topic.
Yeah. Another good segue.
Yeah, another great segue. It's like I should be in TV, I think. Oh,
Entertainment.
Yeah, look at him. He's just
a
little walnut. Yeah, I am reaching my 1 year of sobriety. Thank you.
It's not sarcastic. That's very impressive. Everybody else should be clapping right now.
Go ahead, I'll wait. No, I also, like, I find it very hard, like, I'm working with my therapist, but I find it very hard to be proud of myself. Probably just from dance and my coaches growing up being very harsh. Anyway.
Well, I mean, you haven't really had all that much to be proud about.
Yeah, it's like you can win a competition, but it's...
You're like, yeah, totally.
Wait a minute. Anyway, no, I would win competitions and then they'd be like, no, you need to do better. This is what happens when you have Russian and Ukrainian coaches.
It's that old mentality, though, of like, you know...
you gotta keep pushing.
But like, well, just never satisfied, right?
Yeah, and that has like...
be better and better.
And that has been ingrained in my head since I was 3 years old. Yes, in case you didn't know, I was a competitive ballroom and Latin dancer for, 18 years.
Me too.
You bless your heart. I don't know. You're not a dancer. You're a bodybuilder, but you're not like.
I can shake it.
Okay. Anyway, so it's hard to be proud of myself, but I am proud that I am reaching my 1 year of sobriety. You know, drinking was my poison. My, you know.
Your deep dark.
My deep dark secret.
Kind of, but. It was just that it was your demon is what it was.
Oh yes, we're besties. This is my first love.
Your sleep paralysis demon, but like
for my emotions.
When you're not sleeping.
Yeah, so I'm reaching my 1 year of sobriety, and I'd be lying if I said it didn't. I was on a trajectory to be dead in a year or two. Like, that's how bad it was getting. And a lot of health problems from it. That's when I learned I should probably stop. But it is literally, the only advice I can give is a literal day by day. It still is a day by day. And my mini goal was to be 2 years sober, and we're reaching the 1 year. It flew by. I survived the holidays, weddings, parties. I would like to give a shout out to Partake, the non-alcoholic beer or beverage. Because the peach one's like more of a cider or something. But the non-alcoholic beers that are flavorful and, helped me through the hard times. Even though wine was my wine of choice, still haven't found one that I like. Also, they're really high in calories, any fake wine things.
Yeah, well...
We found champagne.
We found champagne.
Non-alcoholic champagne.
That one wine.
Yes, my friend Adriana did get us that one wine that tastes the most like red wine. So if I'm having pasta, I would have that. But,
Very expensive.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Come on, guys. You can sell Coke at this, but you can't...
It's more expensive to be it's more expensive to be sober than it is to be an alcoholic.
If you're drinking, non-alcoholic flavored, because I could drink water or soda water, which I have, which has been a very helpful thing. Yeah. But yeah, coming up on 1 year, I'm shook. You're shook. My life has completely changed. Mm-hmm. Just positively.
Could you have even
Also, to be clear, it's hand in hand with therapy. I'm not doing it alone. I have a support system. I have to work at it every day. I've almost relapsed probably 20 times at this point. But hey, it's all part of the process. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. I'm now living my childhood dreams. I'm babying my inner child. And now we're just getting knee injuries in volleyball.
It's better than psoriasis.
Psoriasis?
Of the liver?
No, it's
Isn't that
No, psoriasis is a skin condition.
Of the liver, though.
No, it is. No, it is. Oh my God, why can't I think of it? Oh my God. Cirrhosis.
Yes, thank you. I was close.
Which I was in stage 1 of. But yes, stage 1 or whatever the doctor told me.
Early signs?
Yeah. I think when you wake up yellow, it's a bad thing. But I'm here and I'm alive and I am in therapy and I'm enjoying life. I'm loving life. I also enjoy that my friend group, the people who are really close to me, also are kind of on their sober journey. And I'm very proud. And not that I needed to drink to hang out. I drank for personal, deep, dark reasons. But yeah. Our battery died, or overheated or whatever. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up with this subject. But, yeah, thank you, Partake. One day I'll be sponsored. Great company. And only 25 calories per can of beer. It tastes exactly like a beer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
As somebody who, for me, I kind of took up your journey with you, to be part of your support. But as somebody who doesn't need to be drinking non-alcoholic, I think, it speaks to Partake's, what they've done, because whether we're drinking their lager, for example, or I know that we often drink the peach, the Gosa, or whatever, however that's pronounced, but they're all,
Yes, they're pretty comparable to normal
They're very
drinks.
I get that same satisfaction without I never needed to drink to get drunk. Part of it's just the refreshing an alcohol.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On a hot summer day, if you want a cold beer and you're going through sobriety or you just don't want to get drunk, Partake.
Yeah. Awesome.
Coronas taste exactly the same. There was an incident. There was an incident where someone moved my Coronas in the fridge at a party, and I had drank half of one, and I put it and I was like, oh my God, and I was I went to a mental breakdown briefly, but yeah, it tastes the same. That's why I couldn't tell, and I wasn't paying attention to the label, and then I looked and I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Lesson learned. You can beat yourself up, but anyway.
Doesn't count.
So you took me to Disney for my 6-month sobriety. What are you doing for my 1 year?
Reminding you.
We're going to look over the pictures of him in the force.
Yeah, I'm going to print off. We're going to get a nice I'm going to get one of those digital photograph.
Like the frames where it's like the slideshow.
Here we are.
Aw.
Here we are.
Honestly, I didn't expect you to take me to Disney. Like I don't want anything. I was mad. Well, because we had to fly. That's going to be on the next podcast. But yeah, it was a nice surprise for Halloween, and I'm very thankful for that. And we had a blast, and it was too much, Cody. You're always going like level 1,000, and as much as I appreciate it, it was a lot. But you don't have to do anything ever for me. I love you just as is. But yeah, my promise to you is to continue my sober journey and better myself. And now that I have a little more clarity in life, it's nice to know what I want and how to, and like now I'm taking the steps to pursue it.
You're thriving. You're
yeah.
You know, it really did. Like your life really did a complete 180. Like I'm sure, like what I was gonna say earlier, like I'm sure a year and a half ago, you could have never fathomed having the discussion of, you know, I'm playing volleyball 3 times a week, and you know, any of that stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
like your whole world has just changed, you know.
Yeah, and it's been busy, but it's been good
for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
Like, this is happening.
Yeah.
We're
doing it.
We talked about doing stuff like this. You talked about this was all part of your dream for your journey into this world, you know, content world.
I'm an entertainer. Like I can't be working behind the scenes anymore. Like it's just I can't do it.
Alcohol literally bogged you down for too long. Now it's time to let that out.
Yeah. So thank you for supporting us. Sorry I hate the Sopranos.
Not sorry that I'm awkward.
Yeah, but you also get into like really TED Talk vibe. Like you would be a good teacher.
This is just how I talk.
It's not though. It's not though.
I literally talk about this all the time.
I'm gonna have a hidden camera like when we're in bed
getting into
talking.
A conversation, like admittedly, like if it's a surface like type talk, whatever. We're just shooting a breeze because I don't need to swear like you. Then it's definitely less TED Talky. But if I get into a legitimate like thought-provoking discussion, I elaborate. And it's funny because now, like, without getting too much of a tangent, which that is something I'm also very bad with, is going tangentially.
Yeah.
When I write things down, and like my friends and people who I work with will laugh about this, but even if I'm just writing down instructions, I get like so in depth on it, like it's almost like written form of like a TED Talk. Just really,
it's happening.
Really going.
It's happening right now.
Exactly.
It's happening right now.
Exactly.
But you're not. When we have conversations, you're like a little lighter than this. Anyway, I blame it on the you're on the spectrum.
I feel like I don't know. This is just a different dynamic.
Okay. Anyway,
once we get going, like if we're back and forth, then it's a little more flowy. But if I start going off on my own,
I need to have like it's happening, a flag.
No, you could just that, or like you could just superimpose it in.
No, I enjoy deep conversations with you. But yeah, I'm happy to do the podcast with you. Mm-hmm. You're learning. We're gonna do an improv class.
Sure.
It's gonna be on more content.
Mm-hmm. Did we talk about like Overcooked in that last episode?
Yeah.
I feel like we did.
But
that's something we had to look into still too.
Yeah, we want to like either Twitch or stream or do whatever with our gaming. But anyway, thank you for joining us for more content. Thank you for your patience as we are learning to navigate conversations and not swearing as well.
We're gonna get a jar for you.
A swear jar?
Yeah, and it'll be like a charity swear jar.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, also I'm hoping to do more garden content for y'all. Howdy. Yeah, and then we can discuss all that too. But look forward to my next cooking video now that I have to go buy a billion more
There's a fresh
Twinkies.
Box. It's a fresh box.
I want to have like 12. Okay, whatever. I'll do 12.
Fine. Get another box. I'm not gonna. Sorry, Houdini. I'm not arguing with that.
Oh, anyway, thank you, and I guess until next time. So another 2 weeks. Hopefully we can get another one out.
We should be able to. For the most part, we should be able to do this once a week, I'd say. Or if you want to stagger it.
No,
for your
I already
content,
know.
releasing
I
every
already know.
other
I'm
week.
gonna stagger. Anyway, sorry to be drawing this out. Anyway, love y'all, and I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time.
We will.
On more content. Okay. Oh, you have to get up and press stop.
I don't have to do shit, bitch.
Why aren't you like that when we record?
Because there's no swearing.
I'll bleep it.